payment. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. The Jaguars broke the streak of Texans' dominance in Everbank Stadium, defeating them 17-10 in a huge divisional rivalry game as the Jags now improved to 2-1 on the season. Prior to yesterday's game, the Texans had won 7 straight in Jacksonville. It's 85 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Taylor Dahl has the day off, but it's a double victory Monday for her as both the Jaguars and the Bears won. So she'll rejoin us tomorrow. But, of course, we're going to talk a ton of Jaguars football today. Tom, 17-10 is the Jaguars win. I will tell you from being in the stadium, it went from Boo-Vol to Duval. It literally flipped on a switch. The fans were booing a ton there in the third and early fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden it was a glorious day.
It felt like, here we go again.
You
know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, we're up, and then we're not, and then we're tied, and we got to do it, and then we did it, man. It was great. Listen, I went through the tape earlier today. I mean, it's easy to critique when you win. There's no doubt about it. We'll take the victory, though. They found a way at the end. The running game finally came around. I mean, first half, there was a stretch. I went through it earlier. There were like 5 series, Jags and Texans, all like 3-and-outs, punts. I mean, it was just unbelievable. Missing this, stuffing this, sacking this. You know, it was just incredible. Both sides. It was incredible. You're sitting there going, oh, my gosh, this game.
I have it in front of me. So this is how the game
throw it down.
Started. Punt, missed field goal, touchdown for the Jaguars.
Yep.
Punt, field goal for the Texans. Punt, end of half.
Yeah, it was insane. It was absolutely insane.
No wonder it didn't feel like the game was in any sort of flow. Both offenses obviously never got into a rhythm.
No sync at all. Although I will say, once we committed more to the running game in the second half, it opened things up. I mean, even on that last drive where Brian Thomas had that grab and great run after the catch, there were 2 great runs by ETN. There was a 7-yarder and a 6-yarder.
Back-to-back,
If you know
right
what it felt
before
like,
the Brian Thomas 46.
Yeah, you know what it felt like? Body blow, kapow, right to the head, and you're going to make you feel it. But
and
it
right
was
before
great.
that is when Trevor Lawrence ran.
And the scramble was huge.
That scramble was massive. It was 3rd and 6, and he picked up 10 for the first down.
Yep.
And to do it against that team on that field.
And he ran through a tackle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought that was really important. I thought that was one of the bigger plays of the game.
And that's what we need. That's what we're talking about with Trev. Like, hey, man, just take over. You can do it. You got the awareness. You got the speed and the size. So, yeah, I mean, look, there were some non-pretty moments from our quarterback and from their quarterback, to be honest with you, and from just the receivers in general.
And Travis Etienne had a drop too, so throw a running back.
Yeah, no, there were way too many drops, and we know that. But overall, they figured it out. They found a way. It was a physical game. I mean, I watched it on TV, but I can only imagine being at the field level. It was rocking. I mean, we were tough. We were physical. They were really rocking. I mean, that Alshire here, he can really hit, man. Jeez, he hit Diami. That was legit.
He's just a violent player.
And Strange is such a tough guy. My gosh. He hit Strange on that one pass in the fourth quarter, and Strange just kind of like wobbled for a second, but then caught himself and went forward. It's like, down the side. Just unbelievable, man. That's the kind of game. And against the Texans, we send them to 0-3. We're 2-1. It wasn't perfect, but you know what? They found a way to win, and that's the most important message.
2-1, as everyone knows, is light years different than 1 and 2.
Oh my gosh,
especially in this city with everything that we've been through. All right, so the run game, I want to talk about this, and then RJ put together a fantastic montage, so I want everyone to hear that in just a second. You can get goosebumps all over again. All right, so this is what Liam Coen said post-game. They came out in a 5-big package to our 12 personnel, which was unscouted. We needed to make adjustments at halftime, which we did. Mm-hmm. So
makes sense.
Why is that something that had gone unscouted? Because the Texans hadn't put that on film to the first 2 games?
Yeah, they probably weren't expecting it. You know, and that's what halftime adjustments are for. And I'm glad we saw those, right? Because we felt like the last week we didn't see any halftime adjustments. So, yeah, they probably didn't feel like that was going to happen, but then they did. They figured it out, the way they're going to block it, the way they're going to move it. You saw more traps. Mm-hmm. You know, you saw the Long doing it. You saw, of course, Strange doing it. They were doing it all over the place. But, yeah, they got off to the off tackle. Not so much up the gut, you know, a couple traps. I tell you, the touchdown that Etienne did, it was like he was slalom skiing. He went, swing, and then, like, in the end zone, like, untouched. So,
yeah. I think I agree with the majority of people that think that the Texans allowed him to score there.
Yeah, maybe.
I can understand why they did. They still had the 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and
they said that on TV, so whether that's true or not, you know.
Yeah, and Liam today said that in hindsight, they would have communicated to Brian Thomas Jr. to stay in bounds after that 46-yard reception.
Right.
But they would never have communicated that because they weren't expecting that.
Yeah,
like,
just
that's
take it.
obviously the audible. Yeah. And you always
yeah.
score the touchdown in that
Yeah,
circumstance.
by the way, you mentioned audible. What a great job by Trevor checking into that.
Right.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, people in this city and Jaguars fans around the world yesterday were ready to send him to the moon, Trevor Lawrence. And certainly we'll talk all about his good and bad throws today. But first, let's hear what RJ put together.
Even when the sun goes down, I'ma make it go.
We talked about staying with it. Highs and lows. We talked about that.
Fires it deep downfield, wide open receiver. 50-yard touchdown pass, a blown coverage.
How do we respond? Tyson Campbell.
The ball came out of the Jags, have it, and the Jags take over.
Brian Thomas Jr.
Brian Thomas Jr., he hung on to that one.
Just being able to go out there and make a play for my team and help us get the win. So, yeah, I would say it means a lot.
Go home tonight and be proud of what the you see in the mirror. Because you guys took that.
The ball's floating up there. The ball is picked off. The Jags, I believe they picked it off.
Being in that situation was just like, we got to take it. We got to get it. No matter the situation, they wasn't going to score.
It wasn't pretty in some ways. Understand that. Guys, it doesn't matter. You learn how to win. It's a special group. I can't be more proud of you guys. Excited about the next thing, guys.
To see our team just continue to come together and that, you know, family feeling like we talk about with our team and doing it for each other. And you can see that being able to go and win games that aren't pretty, that's something that to be a really good team you have to do. And we did that today. Like I said, we're going to see them again. So that's all I really have to say right now, but it felt good.
Great job, RJ Saunders.
Yeah, nice
I love
job,
reliving
RJ.
that. And Liam Coen, obviously, in the post-game locker room, he's uncensored, but we obviously have to censor it. But he certainly is fired up as well. He should be. You heard Frank Frangie on the call. You heard the voices of Trevor Lawrence, certainly, and Josh Hines Allen as well.
Yep.
Some of the leaders on this football team. Tom, you mentioned that the Jaguars were physical. I think one player in particular, former Texan Eric Murray, he had the penalties ended up offsetting, but right early in the game, he ended up with a late hit along the Jaguars sideline. He was out of bounds, I thought.
I know.
So he gets flagged for that, but again, it was offsetting, so it doesn't get credited to his account necessarily.
His account.
Right. And then later, he had the unnecessary roughness penalty.
Yeah.
And to me, I thought he was kind of, along with some other guys, but I felt Dennis Gardeck for sure. I felt like they were trying to set the tone of, we are not, like Trevor said post-game, we're not going to be bullied anymore. That, to me, was what they were doing on the field.
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't feel like they were being bullied, prior to that point. But, look, he's got to be careful, man. I mean, he's lucky he didn't hurt himself. I mean, you cannot dip your head like that. You can't. I mean, he didn't hit the helmet. It was more that he just dipped his head, and you can get seriously injured by doing it. You've got to look at what you hit. So, man, I was scared for him. And by the way, he took the big shot on that. I mean, I know he hit Nico pretty good, but you could tell he was kind of like, man, that was a heck of a shot. Yeah, listen, I think overall, Devin Lloyd was very physical. Oluokun was physical. Josh Hines Allen was relentless. I mean, nonstop the entire game.
I think I saw for the first time in what seems like forever, Foye Oluokun miss one tackle.
I saw that.
But literally, that should speak volumes as to what he normally does, because we never talk about that.
Tyson Campbell was physical.
Tyson Campbell had the busted coverage, which
I don't know if that's him, though.
And I don't know that part either, but for this team to only have one busted coverage through 3 games in comparison to last year.
No kidding.
And I'm not saying it should ever happen, but based off of where they had been. And look, Jordan Lewis, I mean, you can't say enough good things.
Yeah, no, he was phenomenal. Listen, our defense played very well. Both offenses were 4-15 on third down, so really good for our defense. Not good for our offense, obviously, but their defense is good. They've got a good defense, man. That D-line is pretty darn good. They've got some good on the back end. Of course, Stingley getting hurt, and that may have affected them a little bit. But, nonetheless, they're a physical team. I think it was two physical teams that desperately wanted a victory. A lot on the line. Going 0-3, we'll see what happens to them. Do they crumble? Or do they come back? Well, yeah, of course we do. Or do they come back and fight for a wild card down the road? It's too far along to even remotely think about that. But 0-3.
They have a tough schedule because they won the division last year. Right. So after the Titans, they are at the Ravens, at the Seahawks, play host to the 49ers, play host to the Broncos, and then it's the Jags again.
Well, you never know what can. But think about, like you just said, 1-2, 2-1 compared to 1-2. Think about this, not just 1-2. You tied with the Texans at 1-2. Right. So you allowed them to get their victory. So all around, it was just a good win. Good for the fans. Good for the organization. I saw Baselli in the tunnel all fired up. I swear, listen, no disrespect to the big man, but after playing football for 4 quarters, the last thing you want to do is feel a slap from Tony Baselli across your shoulder. You know what I mean? Or a big hug to squeeze you.
This version of Tony Baselli, a little different than when he played, but yeah, that shove he had on Josh Hines, I loved it. And I love that the Jaguars regime is allowing us inside in these moments, whether it was last week, the post-game locker room when they lost, to moments like that. All right, we will keep the Jaguars conversation going. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday. I know my friends at Big Chief Tire are very excited about that victory yesterday and the victory Monday today. You can find them online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. 6 locations around town, and there's a reason they have been in business for over 60 years. You are listening to 1010XL on 92.5 FM.
A strong fence makes a good fence. A strong defense makes a good team.
They're the best defense in the league for a reason.
Each week, Superior Fence and Rail presents the Defensive Player of the Game.
Go, let's go!
On 1010XL.
Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
I'm Frank Franzi. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter Amber's journey with Awaken 180. Well, ready for this? She has now lost 60 pounds. That number's real, 60 pounds in a little over 3 months. And here's the thing, she loves doing it. She just went on a trip to Tampa to see a concert, sort of a road trip. And I asked her, was it hard to stay on the diet? She said, Dad, that's just it. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change, and it's sustainable. And it's sustainable even when you're on the road. She is so excited. It has not changed her life. I think that's the best thing. It's a lifestyle change, but it doesn't ruin your life. She's loving her life, and she's so excited that she's been able to lose all that weight. You can do the same thing. You can kickstart your transformation. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It's working for Amber, and she's so excited, and I promise you it can work for you. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
On game day, you trust your team. On storm day, trust the people's roofer. Morgan Conley Roofing. Born here, built here, staying here. MorganConleyRoofing.org. License number CCC 1333544.
Learn everything you need to know about the Jaguars on Duval Rundown. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Join me each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:04. You can find Duval Rundown on all the social channels of 1010XL.
Driven by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now with the big BOGO event. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Jeff Prosser here for Lloyd's Heating and Air. Need a leader for commercial, retail, multifamily, or hospitality projects? Or top-tier residential service? No gimmicks, no mascots, just real expertise and hard work. As your trusted statewide mechanical partner and local family-owned team, Lloyd's is the name Northeast Florida counts on. Visit Lloyd'sHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. If you need new tires, Big Chief has affordable options to fit every budget and every vehicle. Their team of experts will help you find the right tires and make sure they're installed quickly so you can get back on the road. But don't wait. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and explore their great tire deals. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Hi, Frank Franzine. I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkston. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community. And now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's OKEfarm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
RJ Saunders in the break to play Louie.
We're just happy.
We are happy.
We win and we're happy.
I'm paying homage to Jordan Lewis.
Oh.
Louie.
Oh, okay. I can feel that.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal yesterday, man.
Once again, yeah. Brian texted me yesterday, Louie, and I was like, we got to play that song.
I like it. Yeah.
Which, RJ, have you heard this song before?
Not a day in my life.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was wondering because I do think there's like an age.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Generational
Go watch
thing.
Animal House. You'll know what it is. That's all you got to
Exactly.
see. Yep.
But yeah, Jordan Lewis and overall this defense with the takeaways to have 9 at this point in time in the season through 3 games is unbelievable. Yep. And the way that they're doing them, they're making those athletic plays and they're not just, it's not just going right into their breadbasket, so to speak. Unlike the offensive passes at times are going right into their breadbasket and they're not catching them. But yeah, Anthony Campanile has drastically changed this defense.
Yeah.
What do you like the most about what you've seen from his team so far, especially after last week allowing the Bengals to drive down, score the winning touchdown, and then this week to be able to come up with a takeaway in those moments?
Well, I think you just make the plays when you're supposed to make them and you're called to make them. Last week that didn't happen for whatever reason. Now, granted, the PI is the PI, but even other plays that they could have gotten off the field on, they just weren't doing. This week, it was different. You had pressure. You had great games, by the way. Lloyd did a great game with Trayvon. Eric did a great game with Trayvon and Josh Hines Allen. I mean, they really got after the QB. I think the tackling was very good. Tyson Campbell tackled very well yesterday. Aside from the blown coverage thing, he played really well, in my opinion. I think overall the safeties were wicked physical. They were coming up and sticking
Andrew Wingard,
people.
I think, does not get even talked about enough. Like, we know that the safeties last year were below average, to say it nicely, but I do think Eric Murray and Andrew Wingard have played really well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I think so, too. I think overall, and again, pressure helps coverage. It always will. It always has, and it always will. So I think with the way he's aggressive, you didn't see many zone blitzes yesterday, did you?
No.
I think Campanile might be listening. No, I'm just kidding. But there were no dropping off the ends into coverage and that kind of thing. We let them go hunt, and man, did they. They did a great job overall. And
I even saw Mason Smith at one point in time. He didn't get to C.J. Stroud, but his hands were up, and I love that because obviously then he could have batted the pass potentially. He didn't, but
he got penetration. Yeah. No, I think overall the D-line was really good. They ran the ball a little bit on us. Now, some of those runs, as I went back and looked today, it's like 3rd and 22. You might be playing a little off, more shell, and they get an 8-yard run.
You could tell.
But there were, Chubb had quite a few 4 or 5-yard runs. He ran hard. Tootin ran hard. Man, Tootin ran really hard. So, and they all did in the second half. I mean, it was pretty good football in the second half. But listen, I think it just came down to, which is great, is finding a way to, when you think about that last offensive drive for the Jags, think about Trevor going back to Brian Thomas after all the crap.
Monumental.
After all the crap. But what does he say? He says, I'm not giving up on my brother.
Yep.
I know what he can do. I'm going to put this ball in his hands one more time, and he's going to make a play. And he did. And that's what is great about a close team and a football team that doesn't give up on that guy, that doesn't say, no, I'm not going to him. I'm definitely going to go to him again.
Well,
so, I thought it was
of
great.
elimination too, Tom. De'Ami Brown had gotten hurt by that point in time. Parker's now dropping the ball. You've got a pass.
I mean, wouldn't you look
ETN
for
that drops
Strange
it.
then
But
more
yes,
over
and
everybody if
why he
that's
was-
the case? You know what I'm
that's why
saying?
he was featured a lot. Brenton Strange is a really, really talented
Yeah, he's
football
good.
player. Like,
He's tough, dude.
really good. The
Yeah.
yards after the catch, every single time it feels like he's gonna get that yak. But yeah, I think defensively, I loved how Liam Coen also said after the game, like he went up to, during that last possession for the Texans, he went up to Coach Camp and he was getting frustrated, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm Coach Camp in that moment, I'm thinking, hey, Liam, feel free to have more than, 17 points on the board if you're going to freak out about my team. My team has allowed them to only score 10 points. So, but either way, he told him, relax, we've got it.
That 4th and 3, the first down to Kirk, that was a dagger, and you're a little worried. I might have came right after that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That was man-to-man. That was on Travis.
That would have been such old Jaguars fashion if Christian Kirk had ended up with a touchdown reception.
Yep,
and the
absolutely.
Texans win.
Even the contain, he broke contain. Stroud did for 12 yards, and then the interception. The tip. It was just Josh Hines Allen once again in his face.
Yep.
Hits him as he throws it. Balls goes in the air. I'll tell you one thing this team does do. They pursue great. And that's part of the key to a great defense. You got to run to the football. No matter where you're at on the field, go to the football as hard as you can. Because what happens? Good things. Like Antonio Johnson had to really sprint over there and dive for that ball. Absolutely. It was a tip ball. He was the only one that had a chance. Maybe he was the only one that saw it soon enough to have a chance. But he had to go get it. That's just running to the football, man. That's a culture type thing. That's like, hey, guys, we're going to run to the ball. We're going to be physical and we're going to run to the football. Because that's just attitude. That's got nothing to do with anything else.
That's another thing, Tom, that goes to show you that they know what they're doing when it comes to player procurement and the personnel moves that they've made.
Yeah, what they want.
Right, Darnell Savage, they let him, go, and they said last week, Liam said, we're going to play more Antonio Johnson at this point in time, and certainly, he made a massive play.
Well, he's a stud physically, and we've seen that since he's gotten here, so I'm
they
glad
have a
to
lot
see
of
him.
studs on defense physically.
Yeah, no doubt.
This team does.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
And then
100%.
Travis Hunter, let's talk about him.
Yeah.
I think, once again, sticky coverage, and
He had a couple. He got beat, but they're going to get beat. I mean, you can't think just because he's drafted, he's going to shut everything down every single time. But overall, he played very well. There's no doubt about it. I will say this. They waited to the third quarter to get him a pass. Now, you know what? It was an option route. It was one-on-one, him against whoever it was a safety or it was a corner, whoever it was, and he just had the option. Go inside, go outside. You saw how he set him up.
Yeah.
Do that 3-4 times a game. Do that when it's game on the line. Do that when it's 4th and 2, and I just need a first down because you get that guy in the open space, I don't think anyone can cover him. Unless there's pressure and my QB's got to get the ball out quicker, then maybe. But I get him in the open field. That was a remarkable play. And that just showed what he really could bring to this offense and to this team if he's allowed. So I hope they do a little bit more of that.
Yeah, it has been interesting to watch the development. Obviously, through 3 games, if you're looking at it from the national perspective, you're saying, well, they shouldn't have given up all the draft capital that they had to give up in order to get this guy because he's not making enough plays on both sides of the ball. But I think from our perspective, watching every snap and multiple times, you can start to see, like, he's getting more comfortable. But really, I think both ways. I think he's getting a little bit more comfortable as a corner for sure, and he's coming along as a receiver.
The only thing I'd say is there was a time or two on offense that it didn't feel like he knew what he was doing. Like Trevor had to call timeout that one time. There was I think a motion that maybe he wasn't ready to do or didn't know he was supposed to do. So and look, he's bad. I'm not going to make excuses for him because he's got to know everything. But other than that, I think he played pretty darn well. I'll tell you a thing that I'm not surprised because I didn't really. I'm not up at 10:30 at night. We're waiting for kickoff for Colorado to tee off. I watch the highlights like everybody else. But I tell you one thing that he's shown to me is he's physical. He's lean. I want to say he's almost thin, but he's a physical guy. He can be physical, and I like him playing bump and run. I like playing man. He'll learn, how they move and how they do things. You can't just go off instinct. You're going to eventually get more technique, read the guy more, read the quarterback. He'll get there. And again, he was fine. It wasn't like, Stroud tore us apart by any means. He just made a few catches on Trav. There's one to Nico and there was one to Kirk. Kirk was more of a missed tackle, I think, after the catch. He was right there. And again, coverage, he's on the coverage. It's not like the guy's wide open. He's nowhere near. So it's nothing like that. But overall, I thought he played really well. I just like to see him more involved in that offense. That one play showed me, look, man, geez, I might do that every other series. Like, just figure out if they're in man, the guy goes with them. We'll get him in the middle a little bit and let him do a little one, flush everybody out there, By the way, I love did you hear the one snap count they were using? We're good. And then the ball snap.
I didn't watch on TV.
Right. I watched on TV, but that was part of the thing. He's like, he does like a little change of play, and then he's like, okay, we're good. And then the snap came. It's kind of cool. Instead of a hut type thing,
I do wonder if they'll feature Travis Hunter more in the passing game now that, obviously, the passing game, unless he does some reverses, which we saw Brian Thomas Jr. do recently. But because De'Ami Brown, we don't know the status of him. Liam Coen said today when he met with media that there is no update as of right now. And so we saw him exit with the shoulder injury. First he went to the medical tent, and then he went into the locker room.
Yep.
And so I'm not sure what that's going to look like. But if he's down for a game or multiple games, I would expect Travis Hunter to take and play a bigger role in offense.
Well, look, when you get hit like that and then they land on you and your shoulder goes first, you just pray that it's not a collarbone, right? Or an AC joint in the shoulder.
I didn't think it was a collarbone.
It didn't feel like it was that bad, or they would have had more concern.
There was a player recently, was it Xavier
in
Worthy?
the end zone. No, it was last week. It was a play in the end zone, and it was a receiver that broke his collarbone.
And immediately when he went down, I was like, that's a collarbone.
Yeah, and they took him right to the tunnel. Yeah, I'm trying to remember who that was.
So I don't think it was a collarbone. I think it was more the shoulder, but either way, we're going to have to wait and see on that. But time to talk about Trevor Lawrence. And I feel like we could spend the next 2 hours talking about Trevor Lawrence only because of just all the vitriol, but also some of the praise that he deserves too. Yeah. I think we're seeing him get more comfortable in this offense, and I do think that the drops are a big issue. However, there are times where he throws the ball and the timing is off. We spent a ton last week talking about it. You can clearly tell when he's not leading the receiver or putting the ball where the receiver expects.
Yeah, I mean, look, at halftime he was 5 of 14. Which obviously he was 20 of 40 overall.
Yeah, and I think the offensive line played well.
Yeah, they did
against this pressure.
They did,
and those edge rushers, but
they did. They gave up 5 quarterback hits. Or six quarterback
Walker Little,
hits.
I think, had his moments of struggling. But overall, the offensive line, I think, played well. And so I don't think we can blame the offensive line for the offensive overall issues.
Right. So for the record, if the 5 drops are really 5 drops, and let's just say they are, now he's 25 of 40, he's up near 63%. So that's a big difference in 50, right? So you put it in the middle there somewhere, I guess. Look, he made some really good plays. And then there's throws where I don't know what he's doing.
You're scratching your head, yeah.
Well, the pick to Petrie was terrible. There's 3 guys in the way. Strange is open underneath. If you see, he's like in the flat. Wouldn't have been a big game, but it's not a pick.
Right.
And you're not forcing that ball in there. You could tell Liam was pretty frustrated about that particular play, but you live and learn.
Yeah.
Right. So he's trying. It's not like he's just throwing it up like a duck. He's thinking he's got a chance, and but you got to see there's multiple guys there. He missed a couple deep ones that he missed one to De'Ami. Mm-hmm. He missed one to Parker. Just barely. We want to see those hits.
They changed those big plays, those explosive plays, changed the entire momentum.
They do. But then again, he made some really good plays. He made some good throws. Look, the throw, both Parker's drops were good throws. There was nothing wrong with those throws. Those should have been caught. A couple BT, he should have caught them, definitely. I think there were a couple pass breakups that come into play there, but whatever. I love that he went back to him. He did miss. He missed Tootin on a 3rd down. Just to easy out, get him the ball, and who knows what happened. He missed the swing, like you mentioned, to ETN. Mm-hmm. He missed Strange on a 7. He threw a sidearm. That's a bad habit of his. Yeah. He can't do that. But listen, I'm being nitpicky because
that's what we're supposed to do.
But listen. The last drive, he put it all together. They all did.
Yeah.
And that's what shows resolve to me. Now, I'm not saying that's taking us anywhere because I'm a game-by-game guy. I got to see more. You know what I mean? I want to see more. I want to see, can they go out to San Fran and go toe-to-toe with them and win a ball game, showing us that, yeah, we can do that. And I know San Fran's, hurt. We'll see what happens with Purdy this week. Mac Jones 2-0. Isn't that crazy?
And he's
so funny how the world works.
Mac Jones has the sprained PCL, so we're not sure, which quarterback is going to play. But, I think, and I tweeted this yesterday, that I hated seeing Brian Thomas Jr. drop another pass, but I was glad that Trevor kept looking his way. And obviously people were losing their minds, like, no, sit him, don't throw him the ball, he can't catch it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But in the end, he's your best offensive weapon. Maybe Facial Tootin will overtake that. Maybe Burton Strange will overtake that.
Right.
But for the here and now, he's your wide receiver one. He's your best offensive weapon. You keep going to him.
I texted you girls, like, I yelled his full name out loud at the TV after the one drop. I'm like, Brian Thomas Jr. And my wife's like, what? I'm like, oh, gosh. I feel so bad for the kid.
I
know he's trying. I know he's trying to make a play.
Yeah.
And then he did make it. So it all came together, man.
That's right.
So
and that's why we are celebrating today. 17-10 win for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the first time they beat the Texans at Everbank Stadium since 2017. Yes, it had been that long. All right, we will keep the conversation about the Jacksonville Jaguars going and the NFL as Tom's takeaways are on the other side on this Big Chief Tire Monday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z, the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the team's O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Get ready. Monday Night Football is coming to Everbank Stadium October 6th. And this is a matchup you won't want to miss. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are throwing it back in their Prowler jersey as they take on the Kansas City Chiefs under the primetime lights. Don't wait. Be a part of the action. Get your tickets now by visiting us online at jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you at the bank for primetime football.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah & Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Jacksonville.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
Beaches Jewelry and Pawn is celebrating 30 years with a huge new and used firearm sale all September. It's the perfect time to save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday. 0 sales tax on firearms at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Hey, we all think we're experts on football, right? Well, it's time to prove it with Prize Picks. Picking here for Prize Picks. Listen, you and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right, it gets you paid. So what are we experts on? Like the Jaguars. We know what Brian Thomas Jr. is going to do, and Prize Picks makes it fun. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you cash in. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks doesn't count it as a loss. Prize Picks put their users first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more. for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Download the app today and use code 1010XL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code 1010XL. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Tom McManus is here. RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Taylor Dahl has the day off. She'll be back with us tomorrow as we are having a fantastic Victory Monday. Look, I know, like many of you, you thought it was going to slip out of the Jaguars' grasp yesterday. And I understand why you thought that, because this team last year lost those games. They absolutely 100% lost those types of games. And they didn't do it yesterday. They were able to rally. And like we've talked about, the defensive takeaways have been just incredible. The turnaround. I wonder by the end of the season, Tom, I wonder if this will set some sort of NFL record to go from 9 takeaways in one season to whatever the number is at the end of this year.
Yeah.
I feel like that they might set a record.
Yeah, listen, they're playing outstanding in that regard. You know, the DBs are on point. They're hustling to the ball, making plays on the ball when it's in the air. We got some pressure. I mean, Josh Hines-Allen saved the day yesterday, man. With that last play.
Yeah, I feel for him because he only has the half sack to this point, and he's so close to the franchise record because he has so many pressures. He just only has the one half sack.
Listen, watching him again, very active. I mean, every play, it's run, pass, he was involved.
Oh, yeah. They're shedding their blocks, which, again, I didn't see a lot of that last year.
You're right.
And I know that they had gained weight because that's what Brian Nielsen told them to do, specifically Josh.
Too much creatine. Something.
Yeah, too much something is right. All right, time now for Tom's takeaways.
Now.
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
My takeaway is centered around our Jacksonville Jaguars and what they did on that final drive on offense to take the lead 17-10. You know, a lot of things happen to us in life, right? And in sports and on that field. You got to learn from your mistakes. You got to learn from your victories. But one thing I do know, you can never give up. Because if you give up, it's over. If you never give up, you'll always have a chance. And that's what our Jaguars did yesterday. They put all the past behind them. You know what it felt like? You know the movie The Fighter? With Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg, and it's a true story about it was Gotti and Ward, Mickey Ward. It's a true story about Mickey Ward out of Boston, the boxer. And in the title fight before the last round, it's a great scene. Christian Bale's in front of him going, just take all, and I won't swear, but take all the stuff throughout your whole life, everything we've been through, and put it into this round. And he goes out and knocks the champ and wins the title. That's what it felt like yesterday on that last drive. Put it all behind you. Focus on what we got to take care of and get the job done. And that is my takeaway, because I am quite proud of that team, the way they found a way to win that football game yesterday. Brought to our good friends at J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
3 takeaways in 3 straight games for the first time in franchise history. That's
Nice.
how you know you're doing something well. By the way, we mentioned the Jaguars' next opponent, the 49ers. They will be without Nick Bosa for the rest of the season as he, once again, this is the second time he's torn an ACL.
Yeah, that's a shame, man. They had a lot of injuries last year. They still got some this year, and he's one of the best defensive ends in the game. That's too bad. I saw the play where it looked like it happened. That didn't look good.
He gave a thumbs down right away.
Yeah.
So I think they were hopeful that the test would come back and say otherwise, but
yeah, I heard mine. I heard it snap. I mean, it's just like a ping, and then you're like, ow, and then you're like, oh no. You know what I mean? 'Cause you can't put any weight on it and whatnot. But, hey, listen, today's day and age, you can recover from an ACL and come back strong, and hopefully that's the case for him. But, yeah, that's a big hit to the 49ers for sure.
Yeah, by the way, it was Jaden Reed, the Packers wide receiver.
Jaden Reed,
I could not think of it in the moment. But
yeah,
it was Hollywood Brown that a season ago in the preseason here in Jacksonville for the Chiefs ended up with a bad, similar injury as far as a broken clavicle. All right, I want to talk about the running backs. So week 3, Travis Etienne, in other words, yesterday, 55% of the snaps, 16 carries, and then receiving-wise, 2 targets. And he had 56 yards and a touchdown. LaQuint Allen, 29 snaps, 29% of the snaps, and then he had 1 target in the pass catching game. And then Bashal Tutin, 18% of the snaps, 6 carries with, of course, the 21 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
So the Quint ends up with just the 9 yards overall. Do you think that's kind of how we'll see it throughout the season, or do you think we'll end up seeing more of Bashal Tutin?
I think it's who's got the hot hand at this point. You know what I mean? And I thought, once they made those adjustments and not just going up the middle, they did a lot up the gut yesterday in the first half, and then they started getting off tackle and outside, and they're doing traps and that kind of thing. So I think yesterday it worked. I mean, it worked fine. I mean, Tutin ran hard, but Etienne was in a nice groove in that second half. He really felt like he was making some headway and getting some yardage. The line was obviously open in the holes for him. He did miss, listen, be critical. He missed a couple cutbacks that shouldn't have been because they were 0-yard gains or 1-yard gains. If he just saw a little bit of the cutback, I'm not saying he would have broke it like he did in the Carolina game, but it would have been a nice break off type thing. So other than that, though, I just think he was the hot hand, and they're still going to want to see Tutin because he is special in the regards that, look,
he never loses yards.
He's low to the ground. Yeah. He's very powerful, and he's very fast and quick. Yeah, He's very tough to tackle.
Yeah, so I don't even want to say the F word, and no, not that F word, but the word that rhymes with rumble. I don't even want to say that word because to this point,
0.
Correct. Yeah. And so I'm not mentioning that. I'm just making note that there are none of those.
Beautiful. There shouldn't be. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So good.
You bet on 2 Tutin touchdowns yesterday?
I did. I went for
it.
I got one. And then I was just thinking, man, just a little break. All he needs is a little break he can take to the house at any given moment. But yeah, I didn't win my prop bets. But you know what's nice about the prop bets? Like I probably did 9 bets.
Okay.
And I spent $45. So I mean, it's still $45, but it's not like I threw away $500, that type of thing, because they're fun. And I only go for the ones that are going to hit big. So you could put $5 on a guy that's plus 5,000, and if it hits, which the chances are not going to hit. Right. But if they do, it's $255.
Yeah.
So that is fun. That is fun. Yeah. To me, that makes it fun.
I will say, when you sent us the text of your list of your bets, I thought, I don't love some of these.
Yeah.
Like the anytime touchdown for the tight ends, Munt or Long. I wasn't sure about that one.
Long, I thought they'd go back to they did in the red zone. Yeah, they need to. He's a good weapon there. Munt, I just thought they're going to eventually use him a little bit more. They went to him for 1 catch yesterday. They went to Long.
He came in with an ankle injury. I wonder if that bothered him.
Yeah, maybe.
Ezra Cleveland. Again, we can't say enough about the offensive line. Ezra Cleveland came in with an ankle injury after not really practicing last week, and I thought he played well.
Listen, overall, the O-line did really well. The 1 sack in the north, towards the north end zone, Trevor needs to get rid of that football. He had Strange on a cross, or maybe didn't see him, I don't know, but he can't just take that big sack. You got to throw that ball, and he was open to take it. So, look, easier said than done from watching it on the other side of the TV, but definitely overall, I thought the O-line played pretty well.
Way better, obviously, than the Texans'
offensive
line. I will say that, too. Yeah.
Yep.
So the Jaguars' next 2 opponents, obviously, San Francisco and Kansas City. Obviously, Kansas City here on a Monday night. So the Jaguars are right now around 14th in the league as far as points per game. Okay. The Kansas City Chiefs are 21st in the league, averaging just 20 points per game. And the 49ers are 23rd in the league, averaging 19.7 points per game.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's 3 weeks in the making, so we're getting closer to what these teams are. I mean, look at Carolina yesterday. Put up 30.
Yeah.
Against Atlanta to 0.
The Bengals got destroyed by the Vikings, both with backup quarterbacks. Yeah. And then the Falcons, got blanked by the Panthers.
By Carolina.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Carolina can put up 30?
Now that I'm in a Survivor League, I really pay attention to these things about which teams, like the Packers. If you had the Packers in your Survivor League yesterday,
last second field goal.
Yeah, the way the Eagles came back against the Rams. Although I don't think a lot of people would have chosen the Eagles-Rams game as a choice for their Survivor.
Not for a Survivor,
well, yeah. But certainly the Falcons, I think, knocked out a lot of people because people are going to look at who are the Saints playing, who are the Panthers playing, and then they're going to go with those teams.
Yeah, I know we weren't betting it, but just gentleman's bet. But I had the Rams upsetting the Philly, and then the way they lost, that big lineman can run. Holy
Jordan
cow.
Davis.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That was 60 yards, and nobody caught him. Blocks the kick, picks it up, Smell you later. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's Georgia football for you, for sure.
You gotta love it.
Absolutely. All right, more to do on the other side on a Big Chief Tire Monday. You can find them online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. They have thousands of 5-star reviews because they do such a great job. Trust me, that's why I take all of my vehicles there. It's WeKeepJacksRollin.com on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Childhood cancer does not discriminate, and 43 children are diagnosed every day in the United States. This is Tom Coughlin, and the J Fund needs your help year-round. Find out how you can help the J Fund by visiting tcjfund.org.
Hey, when it comes to glass, you don't want average, you want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged and broken glass replace. Decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to those Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee, baby. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for Glass and Mirror. It's Duval.
Helmets and Heels from the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels. 1010XL is your home for Florida Gators football. Protected by the law firm of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Follow every Gators game on 1010XL.
Fumbled your fender? EV took a hit? Guardian Collision is your MVP with certified expert auto body repair for any electric vehicle. Guardian Collision, they guard what moves you. Visit GuardianCollision.com.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 22nd, 2004, San Francisco Giant outfielder Barry Bonds was intentionally walked 4 times in a 9-inning game for the second time.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Come visit the best sports restaurant in town. That's Big Dogs in Orange Park, known for great burgers, huge wings, pizza, salads, and special nightly events like trivia and karaoke. You'll all love it at Big Dogs Restaurant in Orange Park.
We know what to look for. We go right to the source, the connections. But yeah, we go directly to the source.
Dan and John Lupo at Beard's Diamonds talking about what it means to be a direct diamond importer.
We do a lot of business out of India. We do a lot of business out of Antwerp, Belgium, Israel, Africa as well. We will do whatever it takes to get the stone that the customer wants at the best price guaranteed.
So every diamond at Beard's is hand-picked and brought in with no third-party markups. And so with no commission salespeople and no Wall Street quotas, Beard's can price every diamond for less.
If they've been shopping, which we encourage, and then come to us, and they're kind of at first they're like, oh, why is this $5,000 or $7,000 less?
Best value guarantee, best selection guarantee, best experience, bar none, guaranteed. From Jacksonville's locally owned Diamond Powerhouse.
The family, the relaxed atmosphere, and we're there for each other.
It gives us a big advantage being local, and we love Jacksonville. The money stays in Jacksonville, by the way.
Beard's Diamonds in St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Taylor Dahl will be back with us tomorrow. Do not worry. She will return. I was listening, by the way, to the song Slow Ride the other day, Tom, by Foghat.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever truly appreciated the guitar in that song.
Oh, take it easy, yeah. Slow ride, take it easy.
Yeah,
Something like
really impressive guitar riff in there.
Well, this is Have a Drink on Me by
That's right.
AC/DC, and I think Shad Khan should have been singing that to his team last night. All drinks on the owner.
I absolutely love that. A couple things I wanted to get to. One, you got a question from Jack O'Brien about Travis Etienne. Should he have gone down or not there when the Jaguars, it was about a minute 50 or so, minute 42 maybe left in the game. The answer that I know, because Travis Etienne was asked about that in the locker room post-game, and he said, Coach didn't tell me to go down, so I'm scoring that every single time. So, unless the coach tells them, which obviously Liam did not. And Liam has explained it both yesterday post-game and today, that because they only had the one timeout, that's not the direction they wanted to go, and they wanted to 100% get the touchdown.
Yeah. Plus, our defense, other than the botched thing, was shutting them down.
And he talked about that too. Yep.
So I believe in my defense. So honestly, I didn't even think about it. Like I didn't think I'd go down. Like I didn't even think about
the
that.
The Texans are letting him score. So yes, in that moment, you could get to the 1 yard line and kneel down. But are you definitely going to score the touchdown from the 1 yard line? I
can see if you're going back and like it's 31,
correct.
20. You know what I mean? Like you're going back and forth.
Liam did say that he thinks that the reason that D'Amico Ryans and the Texans addressed it like that is because a week ago the Bucs did that. The Bucs let the Texans score, and then the Bucs were able to get the ball back, drive down, and kick the field goal.
Now you did say maybe off air that Liam said that they should have told Brian to stay in bounds on his catch.
They did not communicate that because they had no idea that
was
play
going to happen.
Right. They had called a run play. Trevor audibled
out of it. Right, which is
called that. So yeah, they were not communicating.
That's got it. Listen, I know that really fired up Liam Coen. Not just the play, but that his quarterback had the cojones and the wherewithal to do it and be like, oh wait, no, check.
Right.
PT, this is you and me, babe. Let's do it. And they did it. And it was fantastic.
One of the criticisms of Trevor Lawrence is that he doesn't understand defenses. He doesn't read defenses. He doesn't see the field. And obviously, at times, he makes poor decisions. Yes, I agree with the poor decisions part. But that goes to show people, and Liam said it today, less than 5% of what Trevor's doing as far as audibling out of plays is something he disagrees with. So 95% of the ones where Trevor's canning it, so to speak, to use their language.
When it works, it's a good audible.
You got that right. Yeah. And then Devin Lloyd got a T-shirt today for a special teams play, which, by the way, our special teams have not been where I thought they would be.
I agree.
There have been issues, multiple issues. But either way, Devin Lloyd did make a great play on teams yesterday.
Well, here's the deal. Like, it was the last kickoff. I don't know how many kickoffs he ran down on, but it was the last kickoff of the game. He made the tackle. When you're starting, you normally don't run down on kickoff. You volunteer for that. You go to the coach, hey man, I want to run down on this kickoff, which is fantastic. And then he goes down there and makes the tackle. That guy was all over the place yesterday. He read well. Mm-hmm. He got high load once on a pass. Schultz was behind him, and then someone flashed in front. He jumped the other guy. Every linebacker wants to do that. It's really hard. They tell you to play deep to short, meaning deep is behind you, short's in front of you. We all jump on that short route, and then it opens up the back. Other than that, he was really good yesterday. So I just thought it was really cool that you know what that is, Lauren? It's culture. It's guys that they love what they're doing. They love playing. They love playing for this coach. They love playing for this team. I want to go out there and kick off and help the team out. You know, that speaks volumes to me.
It does, and Devin Lloyd was in a battle all training camp with Ventrell Miller for that linebacking starting role. And so Devin certainly was sent a message by this regime when they didn't pick up his fifth-year option that they weren't sure, he's the future. And all he's done is work his tail off.
And shown them what they thought, right? Because they just wanted him to show it.
Yeah.
Who knows what happens contract-wise or future, but they just wanted him to go out there and show that what you're capable of doing. And so far he is. So good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And Liam said that he got a T-shirt. They have T-shirts that they give out. There's only so many game balls that they're going to give out. And so then they do T-shirts when they recap the game and go through the film. And so, I do think, though, like I said, special teams, normally the beacon of this team is the special teams. And we've obviously seen some issues with Cam Little. He missed another field goal yesterday, or missed his first field goal of the season. And then Logan Cook had some punts. I saw Logan at one point in time, Tom, when he got off the field after a punt that ended up in a touchback. He slammed his helmet.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about that
bench.
one.
Yeah.
But he flipped his field a couple times for us. He hit a 60-yarder once. Tommy Townsend, their putter, hit a 66-yarder once and totally flipped the field. I'll tell you another thing about Logan Cook I like. You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
So I went and rewound it. I don't know if you saw it, but it looked like Madison got depleted at the very end. It was a cheap shot. He didn't see it. It was way after the play, and Cook went right after him.
And they only saw Gardeck and what happened.
No, right. They missed. That was a cheap shot.
Yeah.
And he got him
and
pretty decent.
I think that's extra frustrating based off of what Aziz Al-Shaair
And that's his boy.
did. Right, to your quarterback.
Hit my snapper.
Yeah, Logan ain't afraid.
He's 6'5", man. He's a big dude. Yeah, it was good. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
That's the fire that, you know what? And that's what Liam wants. He wants that fire. And they showed it yesterday.
And it's crazy, Tom. You can't normally change a culture with just this short amount of time. And really, while they did overhaul several key positions, the defense, for the most part, it's a lot of the same guys. Yes, you've added a Jordan Lewis. You've added an Eric Murray. But for the most part, and the backup edge rushers for sure. Yeah. But a lot of these guys were here last year. But the culture has completely changed in that regard.
Accountability is a bitch, isn't it?
Accountability is a
sure is, man.
thing.
It's a great thing. And when you buy into it, eternal accountability is really when you got it, where you yourself already know before anybody has to say anything to you because you're all dialed into that accountability. And that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's what they've instilled. They're like, look, we're just not going to let mistakes happen. We're not going to accept them. We're not going to allow you to loaf. We're not going to allow you to be out of position. We're not going to allow you to forget what you're supposed to do out there. It's just not happening.
And if you have a bad attitude, we're going to
smell you later.
Yeah,
you're out of here.
You're no longer going to fit with this culture. So they've done so many great things. Now, to me, the key moving forward to beat good teams is your offense can't have the performance that it did yesterday.
No,
it can't be close, because I'm sure when they rewatch the film, they're going to say, okay, if only Trevor puts the ball here, if only this guy catches the ball here, then, we're talking about a blowing this Texans team out. We're talking about continuing to blow out the Bengals and instead of losing that game. Yeah,
listen, again, I tell you one thing that's kind of assuring is that the halftime adjustment in the run game that they did make. So they made adjustments to go against that Big 12 or whatever, the big heavy they were bringing in there, all their big defensive linemen, which is to stuff the run. That's why you bring them in there. But they countered that with some off tackle, getting it out in open space, some good time screens, and good time throws. So, but they got to play a lot better. There's no doubt. I mean, 4-15 on third down is terrible. Overall, I think they held you to 3.8 or 6 yards a carry, so not good there.
Yeah.
Listen, and then you just got to continue to not drop and to put the ball in the right place and make right decisions. There are decisions that Trevor missed. Like you said on that sack, taking the sack, or Mrs. Stroud on another one, or, overthrowing or not hit. It happens. He's not the only quarterback that this happens to, but you got to shorten that up. You got to not have so many of those. And look, you can sit here and be like, 50% completion percentage. That is awful. No doubt about it. But just add 4 or 5 completions, you're in the 60s. And that's not the best. Now it's like 65 or 70.
Yeah, you want to be around 70.
But still, I'll take 63 over 50 all day long. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not turning the ball over. The interception was bad.
Yep.
It was just a bad decision. You forced it. You didn't have to force it. And you had Strange in the flat. So you just got to see it. So in that regard, what did you say about him seeing the field? Mm-hmm. He's got to see that better. He does tend to lock in.
Oh, yeah.
He does. He's not the only one that does it, but he tends to lock into his guy, and he's going there no matter what. He's got to
NFL defenses
overcome that. He's got to get over that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, more to do on a Big Chief Tire Monday. It's 10 to next on 92.5 FM.
We send our best agent in the field.
I want you to find GoldenEye, find who took it, what they plan to do with it, and stop it.
Hayes Carline takes you behind enemy lines.
Man, he's like a super spy.
Activated by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Helmets and heels.
Protected by
Greenlaw Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. No wonder Closets by Design has over 1,700 5-star Google reviews, including ours. Our designer, Doug, had fantastic ideas for maximizing our small closets, and the installer, Alan, was so efficient. He installed all 3 of our closets in just a few hours. Goodbye, clutter. Hello, seamless organization. I now actually enjoy walking in the room and looking at my closet, whereas before it was just a complete and total mess. Closets by Design can do the same for you. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation, but only until the end of the month, September 30th. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
It's a Helmets and Heels Big Chief Tire Monday.
Football season is back, baby. Hicken here, and I know I'm excited to get back to watching some ball over the weekend. But with the fun comes responsibility. Taking care of your skin while outside, extremely important. We know it feels like 100 out there, and that sun is blazing. Make sure you bring the screen while loading up all that tailgate. It's simple. Protect your skin. It's the Sunshine State. To help you protect your skin, Beaches Dermatology is here. I've been going to them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Book your appointment today at beachesdermatology.com.
Get the best soccer talk on the First Coast on the Coaches Show, presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor discuss the beautiful game Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, we do it all. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I'd like to only recommend the very best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. Now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for up to 72 months. That's 6 years of interest-free payments with Pella on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just visit their showroom on Phillips Highway, just north of Bay Meadows, for quality you can trust and savings you can't miss. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Maxed out on credit card, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
No more climbing ladders or tree shopping or untangling lights. No way. Coen Flowers will take care of it for you this fall when you schedule their holiday home decorating team. High Flying Jacko here. Now's a good time to call on Coen Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. The Miami Hurricanes put it on the Florida Gators Saturday night with a 26-7 victory, which sends the undefeated Canes to number 2 in this week's AP poll. The 8th-ranked Florida State Seminoles also kept their dominance rolling, defeating Kent State by a final score of 66-10. It's 85 degrees at 3 o'clock time in 10, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Yes, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Taylor Dahl has the day off. She'll be back with us tomorrow. And yes, this was planned before both the Jaguars and the Bears won. This is not a celebratory take Monday off.
Wow, they were on fire, though. I watched. I mean, a lot of people watched that game because it was the only game on, but Caleb Williams actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think people are saying, okay, maybe it was a bit of an overreaction to believe that the Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams partnership is not going anywhere, and that's why you really need to wait, I think, 4 to 6 weeks of the NFL season to know who teams really are, and sometimes it takes even longer than that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you just got to protect your QB and give him time, and hopefully he can make all the throws.
I'm so glad you said that, Tom. That leans right into Lauren's Lane.
Hey.
Now, Lauren's Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. This is luxury. This is Mazda at the Avenues.
Yes, so thanks to Mazda at the Avenues, who brings us Lauren's Lane to tell you just how important a good offensive line is. Cam Ward has been sacked 15 times through the first 3 games of the season, the Titans' rookie quarterback. That means, Tom, that he's on pace to be sacked 85 times this season. That, of course, I feel like people think of Derek Carr and what happened with David Carr. Sorry, thank you, with the Texans. But and that it can ruin the development of a young quarterback. And so once again, shout out to the Jaguars offensive line. Trevor at times has had tons of time to throw in the pocket. But Cam Ward on pace to be sacked 85 times.
That's unbelievable. I mean, that's like nightmarish, it keeps you up at night. He'll be seeing ghosts. Listen, if you don't trust your O-line, it's never going to work. It's hard, too, because you get hit hard. I mean, it's not like it feels good. You're getting drilled. Go watch the quarterback series if you don't see those quarterbacks getting hurt.
You have no momentum as a quarterback either, right? Like, you're standing in the pocket when someone's coming full speed at you and taking you down.
It's funny. I was saying this to Brunel a long time ago. I'm like, because, quarterbacks are always like the alpha. They play point guard in basketball. They play shortstop in baseball. They're the quarterback in football. But they have to be passive-aggressive in the pocket. They know they're going to get killed, and they get killed. I mean, they get hit something. And trust me, the guy that one of my best hits ever, I should just say my favorite hit.
Okay.
So back when we played cover 2, if you were the backside linebacker and the quarterback rolled out away from you, you had a full ticket to just go get him. Just run and hopefully you get there before he throws the ball and hit him. Well, we were playing the Rams, and Tony Banks was their quarterback. Remember Tony Banks? And he rolled out, and it was cover 2. And I didn't tackle him. I just kind of ran through him like I'd run through a wall. And he went, he bounced off the turf 3 times. He went, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And I was like, wow, that's a pretty good hit. But you're sitting there like, and I'm not even that big compared to some of these guys. I mean, these guys get absolutely drilled. So my point is, especially when you're young in the NFL and you're a QB and you're getting just harassed, you're not going to want to stand in there. That's why young QBs need to learn how to run and get out of dodge as best you can, and then try not to get hurt while you're doing it, because those legs, like we saw yesterday with Trevor Scramble, those legs are such a weapon, especially today. You know what I mean? It's not like yesteryear where you just stood in the pocket and threw from the pocket all the time. No, now it's like, hey, man, if you can use your legs, use them as a weapon. So any young QB, in my opinion, college or pro, make sure they can run, because they're going to have to get out of dodge more times than not.
It is kind of crazy. Like, the NFL is so cyclical, I feel like. There were guys on the move, quarterbacks that could move at one point in time, and then that shifted more to the Tom Brady and Peyton Mannings, where they didn't move at all. And then now it's obviously shifted way back to where if you don't have a mobile quarterback, you're almost a little bit hamstrung.
Well, mobile is like, we can look at it 2 different ways. Mobile meaning I can literally run and pass like a college.
Like dual threat.
Like a dual threat. I just need a quarterback that can get out of dodge. You know what I mean? Look, at the end of the day, like you look at Lamar Jackson. He's been more successful from the pocket because he had to learn that, hey, you know what? These things do work on time if I can get them out on time from the pocket on time. If I got to roll out, then it's scramble drill, unless we're doing a misdirection or it's a called play. You know what I'm saying? But if I can't get that ball out on time, then the passing offense isn't going to work, or we're running a totally different offense. So it just shows you that, you got to be able to throw from the pocket in this game, but you also got to be able to get out of dodge. And when they're coming at you and they're confusing you and they're hitting you and you're young and you're not confident in anything, just be confident in your feet and your legs and try to make something out of nothing.
Well, and see, in college, it's easier to have those dual threat guys, and a lot of times the quarterback ends up being more athletic than a lot of the guys that are playing defense for the other team, right? Like, I think that was Trevor Lawrence at Clemson. Like, it was easier for him to take off and gain big yards because a lot of times they were playing teams that weren't as athletically gifted as he is. And we know he's super athletically talented. Like, he runs a 4.6,
they say.
4.6.
Yeah, I'm
so
sure
like,
he's even better on the field.
But then that doesn't translate to college, or translate to the NFL. There are guys that run that are huge, like you mentioned, Jordan Davis. There are guys that are massive and they still run for something. So it's so much easier to take off then. And then that's where, like Lamar Jackson at Louisville, that's what he did so well, obviously. And that's how he started his Ravens career. And then to your point, he's learned to stay in the pocket.
Yeah, no. And then again, it's like you look at Trevor's scramble. Without that 4.6 speed, you don't make that scramble. I just love the fact that he did it, and then he ran the guy over. He didn't slide. He didn't seem timid, like running the football. He just went for it, and that's what we got to do sometimes. And I think that's what Liam was so excited about. He took it into his own hands, the scramble, and then the audible to Brian Thomas. Forget about the rest. Like, you're still going to go over the rest.
Sure.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to correct everything. But you're going to sit there as a coach, especially a young coach, third game of the season of your career, and your young quarterback is maybe getting it. He showed it on that last drive. And I do say, quote, maybe, because we got to keep things in perspective. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's a good thing that he did it, and he pulled forward and got the job done. So I think that speaks volumes of what is going on inside that organization, the locker room, and then just how they're performing out there.
Sure, and the run game is a huge part of all this too, right? Like, Trevor Lawrence has been at his best in 2022 when they were able to run the football consistently, and he talked about it at the end of the season last year. And I think we're starting to see this offense really do well when they're running the football effectively. Yep. I love the picture of Trevor Lawrence with the touchdown hands up in the air, arms up in the air, because Bashal Tutin's running it in. Yep. Like, you know that, again, that takes a lot of pressure off of him. And the Bucs last year, outside of week 1, it took them a while to be able to run the football successfully. And so this offense is not, in other words, reached where it's going to reach.
No. And go back to that last drive. It was the scramble, then it was the 2 runs by Etienne. You soften him up, then you play action pass him, you threw it over the linebackers. He was open. Yeah. That's what happens.
And he caught the ball.
That
was a huge thing. And then obviously you saw his excitement and throwing the ball into the stand, or not to the stands, but into the wall right there in front of the stands. And some people think that that's because people were booing him earlier. I think he was just...
That's all internal.
I think he was just relief. Just such relief to have caught the football, because that's normally what he does.
Well, think about it. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in any kind of slump. You golfers know what I'm talking about. You know, you guys hit stinking golf, but you still play. How terrible it is, and it just drives you insane. Well, times that by 1,000,000 for an NFL wide receiver that somehow is having trouble catching the football, because they want to score. Are you kidding me? They want touchdowns. They want plays. Absolutely. He wants to do it. It was just I'm glad to see him do it. And hopefully that turns us into we don't drop. It's better. Everything's better. We keep getting better as time progresses.
And yes, I'm well aware that the Colts are 3-0 and that their offense has had 0 giveaways to this point in time, and they had their first punt yesterday.
Yeah. Hey,
so
listen,
they beat up on the Titans. That's a team I think a lot of teams are going to beat up on, but still 10 field goals, 6 touchdowns, 2 turnovers on downs, 1, and then, like I said, the 1 punt. So the Colts offense is rolling, and yes, that is going to be potentially a big problem for this team.
Yeah, well, listen, give credit where credit's due.
Sure.
They're 3-0, and we're 2-1, so we're only 1 game out.
That's right.
But Daniel Jones has shown that he's efficient, and they got a good running game, and they got a good defense. So, they're going to be a form. It's funny, isn't it wild how it goes in the NFL? We're thinking Texans, Jags got to knock them off, and then maybe Indy, and then Tennessee's way below, which is probably accurate right now, but now you got Houston 0-3 and Indy 3-0, and we're right in the middle of it all.
Yeah, it is fun to see what happens. All right, we have more to do on the other side, including a little college football. You are listening to Helmets and Heels. Not that I want to talk about college football, but we have to. It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. Find them online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or find one of their 6 locations around town. The newest location is Mandarin. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Sometimes it's an offensive show.
You gotta be kidding me.
Sometimes it's a show of offensive discipline.
There are no words.
Listen for the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL. Helmets and Heels. Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Hacker here. And this past week during the fifth quarter, I had a listener come up to me and say that my story about Awaken 180 weight loss, my journey with Awaken 180 weight loss, had inspired them. And they made the call to Awaken 180 weight loss. They were beginning the program that they hoped would change their life, much as it has changed mine. Awaken 180 weight loss has changed my life for the positive, and I love that I can tell people about Awaken 180. If you need to lose weight like I certainly needed to, and if my story inspires you to make the call, it'll be the best call you will ever make. It's the best weight loss program I've ever been on. The coaching you get, the guidance you get is absolutely spectacular. Take it from somebody that lost over 100 pounds on Awaken 180 weight loss. If it's time for you to regain control of your life, go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800. Guys, if I can do it, you can do it. Awaken 180 weight loss.
Helmets and Heels.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden Eye & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like EVO implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe he got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Morgan Conley Roofing isn't just repairing roofs. He's building a legacy for generations to come. Born here, built here, staying here. MorganConleyRoofing.org. License number CCC 1333544.
Hey, it's Joe C. When was the last time you flushed out your water heater? Flushing a water heater each year improves its efficiency and extends its lifespan. So call Roland Reese Plumbing for a routine water heater flush out and any other plumbing needs. 260-7059. Roland Reese Plumbing.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Frank Frangie here for Coen Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coen Fencing. Coen has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coen has been installing fences since before Emery Billard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coen Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoilJacks.com. Coen Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
'Cause you're a sky, 'cause you're a sky full of stars.
Well, Tom, like I said, I don't really want to talk college football, but we're going to. As yes, Miami trounced Florida in South Florida on Saturday night. And look, it was way closer than I think a lot of people expected it throughout, at least the beginning of that game. But much like we expected before the season, if Billy Napier, the head coach of Florida, didn't hire an offensive coordinator the way that Mike Norvell did, hiring Gus Malzahn, and then, of course, having a quarterback also that's great at running that system, which, of course, Florida State absolutely destroyed Kent State, and no surprise there.
Yeah.
But because Billy Napier didn't bring in a play caller, the offense is still broken, and DJ Lagway certainly continues to struggle. Just seeing him on the sidelines, right? Like, it just doesn't look like he is a guy that is going to be able to turn this program around by any means.
Yeah, I mean, look, I watched the game. My wife and I were battling a little bug. So
I'm glad you're feeling better.
I watched more football than I've ever really watched in a long time.
So
but it was fun.
That's my normal weekend.
It was fun. You don't see the light of day that much. You go out for a little bit, get some sun, and then you come back in. But it's pretty wild when you watch a ball all day long. But yeah, look, Lagway to me, two things. One, he's running for his life, at least against Miami. That D-line was pretty good. Number two,
Ruben Bain is the legit NFL player.
Oh, no doubt. And number one, who's the linebacker, number one? He's pretty bad. But number 4, I think, was Bain, who's the DN. Yeah, their running back, I think, wore number 4, too. It's weird when they both...
Yeah, college is like that.
I know. But they got after it. But he does, listen, he holds the ball too long. He's probably, like I just said about a rookie quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
When you're being harassed, you're like, you're out of it. You got to take off and run. And he doesn't look that fast. I thought he was fast.
No.
I mean, not like blinding fast, but I thought he was faster than what he showed. He kind of, and by the way, I thought Stroud was faster.
Mohamed Tor.
Okay, yeah, he's good. He's a good player. Listen, Miami they were fired up. I mean, they were hitting pretty good. They were coming up and sticking.
Yeah, and they smelled blood in the
swagger.
water.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Even though, like Jaden Baugh is still an impressive football player, but the offense is one of those that's really hard to watch. Obviously, we've seen it now against USF, against LSU, and then, of course, Saturday night against Miami. So Billy Napier, this was after the game. Florida had 10 men on the field on the field goal block attempt. And this was Billy Napier's quote. "Yeah, I don't know the details of that right now." Doesn't know the details of the 10 men on the field. I saw this on X, so I'm stealing it. Florida has nearly as many plays with not having 11 players on the field as it does FBS wins under Billy Napier since he started. Obviously, it's the worst start dating back to 1986. They were 0-13 on third down. The stats do not tell a pretty picture.
That just to me that smells of if you're not remembering what team you're on, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what team.
Right, but this happens so many times.
I know that's a culture thing. It's got to be.
Right.
So that smells of guys maybe not being fully participant in meetings, maybe not going to meetings, maybe being late to meetings, maybe doing whatever the heck they want, and there's no accountability to that. Like, that's like, I can remember, like, even like maybe freshman year at BC, like forgetting in a spring game I was on something and your heart just like sinks, like, oh my gosh, what do you mean I forgot? Like, and then you got to run out there, everybody's yelling at you, and you never let it happen again. Like, if it happens to you once, it's 1 times too many. Like, you should never. But that's part of that culture. They're obviously not being disciplined for that lack.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that stuff wouldn't happen so much if it was.
Yeah, no, it's embarrassing to say the least. And,
no doubt.
And in the latest AP poll, Ohio State is number 1. Miami's number 2. Miami is 4-0. We don't know at this point who Penn State is as a team. We went over their schedule last week. It's been just putrid, but we have Oregon, Penn State on Saturday, so we'll find out way more about Penn State then.
I mean, look, again, I don't want to keep saying it, but the rankings are ridiculous till a certain point. I mean, Illinois is not the 9th best team in the country.
Clearly.
And congrats, Taylor, for whooping my butt on that one. My gosh, like, that wasn't even close. And they could have been worse.
Mendoza just put on a spectacular performance.
66 points. Anyway, so you can't sit there and tell me that Illinois deserved, they were even anywhere near 9th in the country. No disrespect, K-Hard, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
That shouldn't, I don't know. I think
everyone
they
was
got to
high
wait.
on Clemson coming into the season with Cade Klubnik returning. Clemson lost to Syracuse.
Yeah, that poor quarterback, man. He's a
Steven
gamer,
Jelly.
too.
Yeah, he was the Notre Dame backup quarterback last year, and then he was the starting Syracuse quarterback. He went down early in that game and was rolling around pointing to his knee, and so I thought, his season's over. Well, then he was able to return.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, great, he'll be fine. And so I don't know if he tweaked something earlier.
I think it's
in
the
that game.
Achilles. He grabbed his Achilles right away.
Yeah.
They're assuming it is, man.
Right. So I don't know if he tweaked a calf, muscle earlier
maybe.
when he went
yeah,
down.
right.
And was
Maybe
rolling
so,
around,
like
and then,
behind the knee or something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Young guys tearing their Achilles. That used to be an old man's injury.
Right.
I remember when Dan Marino tore his.
Mm-hmm.
He came out for the '99 playoff game against us, and I was hurt, so I was out there early, and I saw him come out for warm-ups, and he could barely walk, and I was like, geez, he looks like he's 60 years old. He can still throw the ball,
Sure.
but he couldn't move at all. It used to be an old guy's injury. Now, today, it seems like it doesn't matter what age you are. I wonder what that is. Is it? I don't know what it is. Are you too built up? You're not flexible enough?
Right.
It just I don't know. It's just crazy that. But what a shame for a young kid like that, man, to go down. He was balling. He was gaming.
Also, Najee Harris for the
I
Chargers
saw that.
suffered a torn Achilles. And that sucks for him, too, because he's the one that was in that fireworks accident.
Right,
that
the
had
eye incident,
issue, and now he's out for the season. All right, so number 4 in the country is LSU. Yes, Florida has already played Miami and LSU. And then Florida's still on the schedule. Has Georgia, who comes in at number 5. Yeah. We have Georgia-Alabama this upcoming week.
Oh, good. That'll be a good one. Yeah, we need to see some of that.
The college football this upcoming week, I already mentioned that Oregon.
Getting better.
Yeah, so much better. I already mentioned the Oregon and Penn State game. And then Friday night, by the way, we have Florida State at Virginia. I think that'll be a fairly easy game for Florida State.
Yeah, but maybe
better than
a little
Kent
bit better.
State.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Kent State.
And then as far as the other big game, we have LSU at Ole Miss as well. So
nice. Yeah, that's a good slate of games right there.
Yeah.
I like now they're getting into it. Now it's starting to get like some serious business.
You feel like it should be like this every week, but yeah, Alabama at Georgia is Saturday night at 7:30. That game, it feels to me like Alabama has nothing to lose at this point in time. So, pull out all the tricks if you can, because Georgia wins that game easily.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they should anyway.
They're only a 3-point favorite, which surprises me. The Dogs are.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Maybe because Tennessee gave a run for their money. Maybe they're wondering, about that.
Right. I think Tennessee's pretty good.
I do too, but they're 2-1, and they're a little bit further down. I saw probably around 13 or 15, something like that. Maybe.
Yeah. So to round out the top 10, Oregon comes in at number 6. Oklahoma number 7.
Yeah.
Oklahoma beat Auburn. We talked about this off air.
That was a fun game to watch.
It was, but in the end, Oklahoma cheated a little bit with a hideout tactic, and so Auburn fans, I feel for you today. Which, by the way, Bruce Pearl, the head coach of Auburn men's basketball, right before our show announced that he's retiring. His son Steven will take over as the head coach of that program. Auburn made it to the Final Four last year. Bruce Pearl is obviously used to coach at Tennessee, has been coaching at Auburn for a while. Yep. One of the best coaches in all of college basketball. I was shocked to see that he's retiring.
I hope he's okay. You just wonder if something went on.
He says after 50 years, he's just decided. I don't know if this is like to get his son a job, and
maybe
I don't know that part.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to leave it behind for your kids, right? I say
exactly. So FSU, Florida State comes in at number 8. Texas A&M number 9. Florida faces Texas A&M, and number 10, Texas. Florida faces Texas as well. So that schedule doesn't get any easier for people wondering who will be the next head coach at Florida once they fire Billy Napier. I'm not sure at this point in time, but there are definitely some guys that I feel like at schools that are successful right now that I still think would consider Florida, like Elaine Kiffin, but there are others.
Oh, listen, I think a lot of people would want to coach at the University of Florida, man.
Yeah, the Marcus Freeman is a debate.
You're not far off. You just got to win the recruiting a little bit more. I mean, you think about like Florida State, Miami. You're recruiting all the same guys, Georgia even too, right?
Sure.
You got to win some of those. You got to figure out a way to show them that it's better to go to Gainesville than anywhere else. For whatever reason, a head coach will do that. A new change will do that. Yeah. My question is, when do you let Napier go? When would you? You're a big Florida fan.
Yeah.
When would you like to see him go?
I
and
would
who
have
replaces
fired him probably after the USF game, just based off of watching that game live at the Swamp, how it went in person, like making such terrible decisions there late game.
Fair.
After everything else that's happened, but I understand they wanted to let him coach against LSU, and Florida had at least a chance in that game outside of the quarterback throwing 5 interceptions. But from everything I understand, it's probably like 2 weeks from now is they will owe him $1 million less if they wait 2 weeks, which to me $1 million if you're UF isn't that big of a deal. I don't like the message that they're sending to the University of Florida fan base that Billy Napier
acceptable.
should still be the head coach. Obviously, he should not.
I saw the overall record, 20-21, something like that. I mean, that's just unacceptable at the University of Florida.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's you just can't be there.
He's 5-15 away from home and 4-16. This is Napier against AP top 25 teams. Yeah. And yes, there were several injuries for Florida on defense, and so But still, I thought the defense put up a valiant effort against
the defense is pretty good. I mean, overall, especially comparing it to the offense, but overall, that defense has held you into some games. I mean, I know it's 26-7 against Miami, but it wasn't like they blew you out right away. You're
they
kind of
poured it on
hanging in
late,
for
as
put it on
expected.
later.
By the way, did you see that UCF beat North Carolina?
I did.
Belichick and the boys are 2-2. UCF now 3-0. So that game was 34-9. The best thing I saw on social was, do you remember at one point in time over the summer, Bill Belichick and his girlfriend were photographed on the beach doing, she posted a picture of the yoga pose.
On his feet or something flying through the air like you do with kids.
Yeah, so UCF used that very same pose and put a win with the UCF.
I think I saw him kissing her on the sideline.
Did you? I did not see that.
Maybe you never know with AI today, they can do that. But man, I'm like, that cannot happen. Are you kidding me? And how many of the players are hitting on her? I wonder. Hey, coach, I know you're my coach, but I'm sorry, buddy. You're a little old. I'm going to take a run at this thing. See what happens.
And finally, I'm not going to touch that. And finally, today, the SEC announced the annual opponents for all of the teams for the next 4 years. So the 3 annual opponents that each team in the SEC will get, and it could change 4 years from now. Georgia gets Auburn, Florida, South Carolina. Florida gets Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky.
Okay.
Alabama gets Auburn, Tennessee, Mississippi State. So at least we keep that Alabama-Tennessee rivalry. And, of course, they were going to keep the Alabama-Auburn, the Iron Bowl rivalry. Yep. LSU gets Arkansas, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. And then Tennessee gets Alabama, Vanderbilt, Kentucky.
Okay, cool.
So, again, they can revisit that in 4 years. Right. We shall see.
Well, listen, I think,
Once the 9-game schedule, by the way, starts in 2026.
That's 2026, so a year from now. Yeah, listen, I was just going to say, 2 weeks to warm up. The rest is big-time football for these big-time conferences, in my opinion.
Sure.
That's it. You get who you want to play who you want. You want to make some money for whoever, that's fine. But after that, you got to, let's go. Either get into conference play or get a non-conference that's pretty formidable or close, to your stature, I guess, or however you would do that. But I think that's fair. You know what I mean? Not week 4. Week 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, I know some teams start off strong, then they have a couple patty cakes, and then they go. But just let's get the 2 out of the way, and then let's hit the road.
Yeah, I think eventually those FCS teams will not play FBS teams. I think they're going to eventually have a requirement in the NCAA that you have to play other Power 4 or Group of 5 teams, and that's it. But again, that's not going to help those other schools and their budgets. All right, more to do on the other side, including today's Terminix Pest of the Day on this Big Chief Tire Monday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL. There's something about hearing the game live that makes it all come to life. Feel the energy on 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Lauren Brooks here from my friends at Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents, and they will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule your free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. New name, new location, same great deals. And we're ready for you. We're going all out with end of summer savings, like new Kia starting at $20K. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. Or you can even hit the road with financing rates as low as 0. It's not too late. Online at KiaOnAtlantic.com. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
Since 1901, generations of skilled union workers have built the backbone of our community. Hospitals, schools, the buildings where you work. Every year, a new apprentice class of Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians is stepping up, trained, driven, and ready to do great things. They're not just building our city, they're building their future. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to become a member or contractor today.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval, and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Baselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags!
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding, so easy to use. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Enjoy barbecue, live music, and auctions at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida's 4th annual Sizzlin' Soiree, presented by Dunkin' Donuts, October 2nd at the Fountain of Youth in St. Augustine. Get tickets at bgcnf.org.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pet Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPetServices.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
We just trying to catch a good time.
We are having a good time. It is Victory Monday as the Jacksonville Jaguars defeated the hated Houston Texans 17-10 here at Everbank Stadium. And it's been a minute, Tom, and that was a much-needed victory. So happy Victory Monday out there, everybody.
Happy 2-1 Monday.
That's right. 2-1 is a great place to be. Just chasing down, like we said, the 3-0 Indianapolis Colts. All right, time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day is always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's Terminix.com. They take care of our house as well as Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite venues around town because they do such a great job. If we have any sort of issues, I just give them a text and they come back out to the house and take care of it. So we have no pest issues. All right, so the pest of the day, the NFL stats department. So I'm going to tell the story from last night. You were watching the Giants play host to the Chiefs, so you would have seen this most likely. But at first I'm going to tell the story and then I'll explain why it's the stats department. So last night the Giants had a Taylor cam, and people in the stands thought they were going to find Taylor Swift. But instead they played the song Welcome to New York, and it was Lawrence Taylor that they ended up showing smoking that cigar.
And sipping on wine.
And sipping on wine on the camera.
Yeah.
So obviously they were just not trolling, but having some fun with the whole Taylor Swift thing, the Giants were. But bringing up Lawrence Taylor reminded me that the NFL did not make sacks an official stat until 1983. So the 81-82 season, they made it in 1982. So the 81 or prior seasons, not sacks.
And Deacon Jones used to say that he had way more sacks than anybody prior to that. Like, you remember hearing that?
Yes, absolutely. I read that he led the league like 5 years in a row, or would have had they had sacks.
Yeah.
So Lawrence Taylor has 132 and a half quarterback sacks. That does not include his 9.5 sacks in 1981. So currently he's tied for 14th on the NFL's all-time sack leading list. But if you gave him the 9.5 in 1981, he would be 6th.
Wow.
He would jump from 14th
You got
to
to add
6th.
those, but then you got to add everybody else too and see where it all
But here's
falls.
the thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to run through the list with you, and you're going to realize I don't have to adjust any of these people's sacks.
Okay.
Bruce Smith, Reggie White, Kevin Green, Julius Peppers, Chris Dolman, Michael Strahan, Jason Taylor, Terrell Suggs, DeMarcus Ware, Richard Dent, John Randall, and Jared Allen. None of them played in 1982 or 1981 or beyond.
That era.
Right, before 1982. What on earth is the NFL doing having Lawrence Taylor, LT, tied for 14th with, he's tied, by the way, with Leslie O'Neal.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leslie was great,
But
too.
why wouldn't he be, he should have closer to 143.
Yeah. I just met Leslie O'Neal's daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she works for hospice, helping my mom out.
Oh.
Yeah,
very
but you're
sweet.
right. Why wouldn't they add that?
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get
This
that
isn't
either.
that hard, and
That was
we don't have to do it for every single one. Like I said, most of them, by the way, the ones that I ran through, most of those guys were in the 80s. So it is interesting that they, Bruce Smith, obviously with the 200 mark, but most of those guys played in the 80s, some of them in the 90s, but I just found that really interesting.
Yeah, and look, you think about that, and back then it was a lot of power running and then play action football, you know? So it was a lot of running back then, not a lot of, it was still a lot of passing, but it was heavy on pounding that rock. That's why, our backs were massive, a lot of them. They were just big old boys. But yeah, that's LT, man. I never obviously played with them, but man, I heard some crazy stories about that guy, like being out all night and them having to like wake him up right before kickoff, and he'd be hungover and go out and get 4 sacks like nothing, like it was just just go out there and sack the QB, no big deal.
Yeah,
and Belichick was his D coordinator, and Parcells his head coach, and he knew he was going to play. He's still trying to keep him in check. It's kind of like Andy Reid keeps Kelsey in check.
Yeah.
You see him last night yelling at him? I love that. Andy Reid don't care who you're dating. He can just play football, sound the right way.
And they've done this before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've had some battles.
Right. So when people talk and made such a big deal of Liam Coen and Trevor Lawrence's exchange, it was nothing like
nothing. They
Kelsey
bump
and
each
Reid.
other.
Absolutely.
They not hit each other, but they bump each other. And I love what Andy Reid said after it. He goes, "That's the juice, man. We need more of that juice." I love it. But yeah,
their offense has been struggling, so I understand what Andy Reid's saying.
Absolutely. But back to LT, man, what a special play. He put fear. I don't know how many guys put fear in offenses today. Like just one guy where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Maybe Chris Jones at one point. I don't know about today, but I don't know. You could think of maybe somebody.
I feel like Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons would be in that category.
Yeah, maybe. Mikey what happened to him yesterday? I saw something. He got worked yesterday. Man, what a game. I can't believe Green Bay even up to where was their offense yesterday? I didn't watch the game, but Cleveland's got a good D, though. That's part of the problem, I'm sure. But, man, that was quite the thing.
Yeah,
but,
I read that there were – because it was all happening when the end of the Jags-Texans game was happening. And so there were 7 games that were decided within the final 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time it's happened since 1970.
Yeah.
Like it was, And that, for people at home with the red zone and stuff, it's nice and easy. When you're in a press box, I'm just tracking the scores online, going, oh my gosh, the Rams are going to beat the Eagles. Oh, no, they're not.
You know what I don't understand?
The Jets are going to beat the Bucks. Oh, no, they're not.
Why isn't it? And I know sometimes we have it on Sunday. But why don't the local markets, including ours, play as many games as you like? You know what I mean? Like yesterday it was just Dallas and the Bears. Unless you had your other options. I'm just talking like network TV.
Yeah.
You can't put one on CBS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put a game on. People are going to watch it. Are you crazy? They're dying for
they're
football.
way too greedy for that. Like Fox has its window and it doesn't want.
But sometimes you do have both.
Sometimes you do. It just depends, I think, on location and things like that.
Yeah.
All right, 1 segment to go. Get it back to the Jacksonville Jaguars. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Frank Francie here for South State Bank. At South State, they believe strong relationships build strong businesses. That's why they take the time to understand your goals, challenges, and vision so they can provide solutions tailored to your needs, like they've done for me for years. South State has always been there for our business and our charity. With a team you can trust and a commitment to personalized service, South State Bank is here to be more than your bank. They're your partner in business. Visit southstatebank.com. South State Bank, member FDIC.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Need electric vehicle repair? Guardian Collision is expert certified for any electric vehicle. Trust the home team for auto body repair on your EV. Guardian Collision. They guard what moves you at GuardianCollision.com.
I love my propane company. They always answer when I call and give me great prices and fast service. Said no one ever.
Until now. Need propane for your home or business? Seabreeze Propane is bringing the propane as North Florida's new local propane provider. Visit SeabreezeLP.com. Seabreeze Propane. We make propane cool, brother. Oh, yeah.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, it's Lauren Brooks. Looking and feeling great isn't just for women. Hello Smooth Med Spa has something for everyone. Laser hair removal, wrinkle smoothing, skincare, and more. With over 400 plus 5-star reviews and over a decade in business, they know their stuff. Book now at hellosmooth.com.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
One quick baseball note before we get to a great comment from Trevor Lawrence postgame yesterday. Major League Baseball owners unanimously approved Patrick Zalupski's group as the new owner of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Right.
And MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said it's good to go.
Good job, Patrick.
So there you have it, the
Congratulations.
CEO of Dream Finders. And we shall see what that means as far as where the Tampa Bay Rays play moving
Ken Babbitt's
forward.
part of that group. I don't know if he's,
they're not going to move them here necessarily, but obviously with the Trop having the roof issues, and then they played at Steinbrenner Field this year, but I've already read that they're not going to continue to play there.
I do think one day we will be able to support both pro football and pro baseball. I mean, Major League Baseball.
Sure. By the way, the Shrimp, one other baseball note, the Shrimp hosts the championship series starting tomorrow night and then Wednesday night.
Oh, no kidding. All right.
Yeah.
Man, they've been rocking.
That's right. So you can get tickets very inexpensively and go see the Jumbo Shrimp. All right, let's get it to Trevor Lawrence, QB1, following the defeat over the hated Houston Texans yesterday. And he was asked about the chippiness during the contest.
I think it's some of it. Obviously, it's a division game. Like I just said, we don't like each other. We don't like any of our division opponents. So it's not necessarily uncommon in that respect. But, yeah, we're not going to get bullied. You know, it's a team that's what I feel like they want to do. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but that's their mindset, and it's not going to happen to this team. So it was fun to be able to punch back and stand up in those moments where it's like, all right, you want to throw that punch, like we're here, you know.
Trevor Lawrence, Josh Hines Allen get their first win over the Texans in Jacksonville.
Wow, isn't that crazy? You know, listen, to the credit of the Texans, Alshire, whatever his name was, 39, and number 8, Gardner Johnson, they were laying the wood yesterday, man. They were coming up and sticking. Now, our guys were too, don't get me wrong, but they were coming up and laying the wood. So, listen, I felt like the physicality was evenly matched. You know, I thought we
Which is
banged.
a huge
They
upgrade
banged,
for
no
this
doubt.
team over last year.
No doubt. Absolutely. Our O-line, again, playing pretty darn well overall. You know, look, I do think, you know, I know the running game didn't get going to the second half. I do think Travis missed a couple cutbacks, minor things. They'll clean them up, which could be even more devastating, you know, for that defense you're going against. But overall, look, I think we came to play. We knew how important this game was. You could see just the relief from everybody, coaches, Baselli, the team, players, you know what I mean? Like, to get that win in front of the hometown crowd, to go 2-1, got to keep it in perspective. Still early. Anything can happen in this game. We know that.
Should have beaten the Bengals.
But we're in, should have beaten the Bengals. You're right. We should be 3-0. We're not. Should be. But nonetheless, we are 2-1, and that's what we are. But it was a great outing and a great win. A gritty win. You know, and I'm seeing more and more grit out of this team. They come back. They don't give up. You know, that says a lot about the organization and the way it's being run right now. So, listen, again, it wasn't pretty, like they said, but I'll take the end. I'll take the ending.
I know people say ugly win. I feel like it was an ugly game, but a win is always a gorgeous, wonderful thing in the NFL.
The last touchdown drive was not ugly. It was actually a thing of beauty.
It was.
If you go back and watch it, play by play by play, the scramble, the 2 runs, and then the throw, and then the run, it was a thing of beauty. And what's great about that, I don't mean to cut you off. You take everything, like we said earlier, everything leading up to that point, throw it out the window. We got one drive. This is what we're going to do, and they went down and did it. So to me, that's the mark of a team that's got some grit. And again, we'll see if that carries on through. But like you said earlier, Lauren, you hit it best. 2-1's way better than 1-2. Way better.
Especially with the road trip out to San Francisco.
Absolutely.
Look, this team, I know we always talk about, we're not going to talk about last year anymore, but this is what we have to compare this team to. And in 2024, the Jaguars offensively were atrocious at those short yardage situations, whether it was 3rd and short or 4th and short. And yes, I wanted this team to run the football better yesterday, or more, I should say, yesterday. Yeah. But there were obvious reasons as to why they didn't.
No, you're right. Well, yeah, the defense dictated that, and then they made adjustments. I forgot to ask this question because I want to throw it at you. There was when Liam didn't go for it on 4th and 1. Was it the missed field goal? It was a field? Maybe it was a field goal. So the week before, because it was on the 29-yard line. Right. Week before, analytics say go. Analytics, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But did the analytics say go then? Because I thought then was a good time to go for it. You know, it's 4th and 1. Oh, it was after Tootin had the 4 yards, 1 yard. It was 4th and 1, and you went for the field goal. And you're up, so I'm not bagging on it, but I was just wondering, were the analytics there? You know what I mean? At that point of the field, at that point of the game, to go for it. Obviously, he went with his gut, and they went for the 3. But I thought that was pretty interesting there because there was one time he didn't go for it. There's one time he did go for it. I didn't like the play call. Again, if it's 4th and 3, at least from now on, put Travis Hunter one-on-one with somebody in the open field and let him do an option route, and you'll have a first down 90 to 99% of the time.
Yeah, 4-yard run, 4-yard run, 1-yard run, and then
that was it. Yeah, I thought maybe we'd go for it on that one, but whatever. When you win, you can question these things and still be happy.
Absolutely. Let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes, let's not talk about what happened Saturday night in Coral Gables. Let's talk about what happened yesterday at the bank.
Great win. It's one of those, that was a manhood game. And we talked about it going in because of all the storylines. I thought the biggest one was the chance to throw the haymaker on Houston. I think Houston's season is over. I mean, they're 0-3. You look at the slate that they still have to play. I just don't think they're going to recover. I mean, unless the AFC champion ends up being 7-10. But we've never seen something like that. I mean, we've seen maybe 8-9. But that would then the Colts are only going to win 5 more games. The Jaguars are only going to win 6 more games. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So I think Houston's out. And, to be able to throw that kind of knockout punch on a rival like that and somebody that, has won the division the last 2 years, I thought it really said a lot about the mental toughness of this team that's been lacking for the last few years. So credit to Liam Coen, such a rising star. It's going to be so much fun covering him as he begins his ascent, in my opinion, to being one of the best in the business. And, it's just a really exciting time for the Jaguars. So, yeah, not a lot of fun stuff in terms of the world of the Gators, but we can, start dreaming about the new coach. But lots to be excited about for this Jaguars team. The defense, Josh Hines-Allen, I thought was just incredible yesterday, start to finish. Rare to see a defensive end dominate from basically the first play to the last game and everywhere in between. So, obviously more of a defensive win than an offensive win, but I really love the direction that Liam Coen has the club going in. They should be 3-0, if not for just a completely bogus PI on Travis Hunter in Cincinnati. So
and he communicates. Like, he answers questions, right. Liam Coen does. And he explains to people
he's fantastic.
what he was thinking, as opposed to thinking that none of us could figure it out.
Correct. Right. Yeah. He's very open, and, that's a sign of security and confidence, and that shows up on the field. It shows up when you see the great coverage that Jaguars Digital provides of Liam talking to the team. So, lots of fun stuff. Certainly, we'll break down the Texans win in every manner that you can and start peeking ahead to the 49ers. Bucky Brooks will join Frank at 5:15, so that'll be a lot of fun to get Bucky's thoughts and insights on what he saw from being down on the sideline. So it should be a fun Frangie show coming up.
Hayes, you asked me when Georgia was playing Tennessee who I was rooting for. Once the game started, I figured it out. I was rooting for Tennessee. Now in 2 weeks, we have Miami at FSU.
It's all about the U.
You're rooting for Miami in
It's all about the U, baby.
All right.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait.
Care.
All right, thanks, Hayes.
That's funny.
All right, that'll do it for us today. Taylor Dahl will be back with us tomorrow and certainly keep this conversation about winning football in Jacksonville.
That's right.
Man, it feels
Enjoy
good
it.
going. You got that right. For Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show, continuing a Victory Monday, is next.